Williams again, back with another live video. And as you can see, I'm in the office here. I'm going to be going out soon to look at some real estate. But I thought it was very important to come on here and do a live where I'm going to do a Q&A today, okay? And here's how it's going to work. My lovely wife, was going to be on live in the other room so she can see the questions and answers as they come in. But she's not going to be able to do that because, you know, in order to do that, in most cases, you got to be on your phone. And I'm not on my phone. That's why I can't see the messages. So what we're going to do, since she had a meeting she had to go into, she's not going to be able to join us. But what I will do is I will have you guys message me on Facebook, inbox me your messages, okay? And I'm going to take those questions and answers. Right, I'm going to try to answer them as best I can. You guys got me for I would say until 12:15 my time. In Africa, you know, you guys, it's about 8 o'clock over there, right? 7 o'clock, something like that. But wherever you are around the world, greetings to you. Peace and blessings to your families. I'm praying that you're all doing well. I want you to all not give up, hang in there, keep a good attitude about everything, okay? Just keep a good attitude. That's very, very important, all right? There's a couple of things I want to cover while I see the questions come in. Let me just open up another screen here so I make sure I can see the questions come in. But say hello in the chat. I can't see the chat, but say hello to everyone wherever you are, okay? We would love to hear from you. Let's see what we got here. Okay. All right. I don't see any messages coming in yet, but guys, inbox me. Take a look at my Facebook page. Inbox me right now with your questions. But okay, so let's just talk a little bit, okay? Number one, let's just discuss the direction of the group. A lot of people, you guys have been coming to me saying, well, Jimmy, I see that you're promoting other products and services. And the first thing I'm going to tell you guys is when we first originally made the group, it was specifically for cryptex, now Bytnex. Members that came in and you wanted to know how to get started and how to buy the contracts, how to build a team, et cetera, right? But I realized something as the team began to grow. Sometimes when you're building a team, you're building something like what we're building, there are times where the people that are in the group, you're longing for more content that's related to how you can make money and get paid today, right? Cryptex is more of a long-term investment. It's a set it and forget it type thing, right? Well, there's two types of investing. You have the ones where you can make money now, like daily income, right? That's stocks and bonds. If you're trading stocks daily, you can make profits daily, right? But if you just invest in the stock and let it sit there, then that's over time, okay? But there's two sides to that. So a lot of us want to make a living now while you're investing in crypto, and then you want to have that long-term, that big payout later on, okay? And so to do that, you have to have other things that you do. So I started looking around and bringing on people. I have a private platform. It's called the JW Crypto Mastermind Group. And I bring on, people that speak on other things that are going on right now where you can invest now with your crypto and start making profits tomorrow, and you can withdraw those funds, right? So this entire group that we have now, you'll see me talking a little bit more about that because, there's some things going on with Cryptex now, Bytnex, where it's just making. Hey there, Philip, and who else is that? Alson, hello. And there's the direction of Cryptex now, Bytnex is it's going in a good direction, but again, unless you're actively building a downline, you have a team where you're making money, you're making cash flow. Well, not cash flow, but you're making commissions where you're signing people up. And your downline is doing the same thing. You're not really making daily income that you can spend. You got to wait, So that's what we're going to be doing in here. You'll see me discussing a lot more, and sharing more things that you can do today. You can get in for, some of these things that I'm doing, like Valtoro, for instance, is free to sign up. When you invest, you can make 1% of your money daily. Okay, and trust me, in this industry, if you can hire a bot, because it's actually trading bots that you get that can bring you 1% a day on your crypto, 30 days a week, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That's a surefire home run. Okay, so that's if you put $1,000 in, and you make $10 a day, guys, that's 30%. That's $300 a month on a $1,000 investment. Okay, that's a car note for some people. That's that's groceries or a light bill or something like that. You put $10,000 in, you're making $100 a day. So that's $3,000 a month. Some of you, that's your mortgage, and that's that's a car payment and mortgage, right? Something like that. But again, you don't have to do that. So I wanted to make sure that I have plenty of things that you guys can do to make money. I'm trying to see if there's any questions that came in yet. Any questions for me, guys? If you have a question, make sure you send it to me via inbox, and I'll answer that question for you. All right? I'm only going to be on for about 20 minutes here, so I need you guys to bring in your questions for me. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Nothing yet. Okay. All right. So this group, just to recap, we are going to be talking. We're basically trying to educate you guys on how to become wealthy, investing in Bitcoin, not just Bitcoin, crypto, but Bitcoin is like the leader, but with multiple different opportunities, more than just cryptex, now Bytnex. All right, it's taking me a while to get used to saying Bytnex. Because again, if you have, let's say you have $10,000 to invest, well, you put that into Bytnex, you're going to be, you'll be worth like $50-60 million, right? But you got to wait 2 to 3 to 5 to 7 years to cash out on it. If you don't want to go out and recruit people and make money that way. That's because I did a lot of recruiting, and that's how I made $12,000 doing this. But I have a YouTube channel, and I had a big network that I brought some of those folks over. And in 6 months, I made that kind of money. That's how I was able to buy, 100 contracts, and my wife has 50. But we're still waiting now for those contracts to mature. So if I want to make money today and get paid today, I have to find a way to do that with something else that's paying, daily percentages, 0.5% a day, 0.75% a day, 1% a day, something like that. I have a day trader too that I work with, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about him in a moment. I don't see any questions in yet, guys. If you have a question, put it in the not the chat, but you have to inbox me, okay? Because I can't see the chat. All right. So I have a day trader. I'm gonna talk a little bit about him. And this guy, I've been knowing this guy a long, long time. It's my foot here, just all this standing I've been doing. It's crazy. All right, there we go. So I have this day trader. His name's Eugene. He's been with me about 8 years. I've been knowing this guy since 2017, I think, 2016, somewhere in there. He followed me from the real estate market. I mean, I've been in real estate a long time, and he came on as one of my students many years ago. Very smart kid. Man, I just call him a kid, but he's not younger than me. I'm 50. He's like probably in his 30s. But I taught him a lot about real estate, and he took over. He learned how to fix and flip property, how to do multifamily property, how to look at buildings and figure out if it's a good deal or not. He understood the cap rate. He understood how to vet. He understood how to get the best offers for property. So when he mastered that, I knew this guy was special. And so about 2 years ago, I introduced him to another friend of mine. He's a day trader. This guy is fantastic. This guy, his name's Mark, out of New York City. Mark's been trading stocks and doing Forex for 15 years. So I said, hey, Eugene, here's Mark. Learn this. And Eugene, in about 6 months, mastered how to trade. So about a year ago, my wife and I gave him like 10 grand to invest. He took the $10,000, and he was making anywhere from 1 to 3% per day on it. So he made money with our money, right? But remember, when you're trading, you have to get up at a certain time, and you have to find certain stocks to trade on, right? And there's days you can lose. So he lost some days, but he made more money than he lost. But then the stock market crashed, and when that happened, we lost like $5 grand in a day. That's what happens when I said that wrong. We didn't lose. We made all of our money back, but when he invested more of his own money, the stock market crashed. He lost like almost $5,000 in a day, even though he was making 3 to 5%. So that's the thing about the stock market. It's 5 days a week, and you can lose money. There's no guarantee you're going to make 1 to 5% a day. Some days he made 20% on his money. So can you imagine having 10,000 in an account one day, you make 2 grand on it, but the next day, if it crashes, you can lose 5,000, right? But that respectable number is 1% a day, right? 1% a day, 2% a day. I don't see any questions in yet, guys. I don't know what's going on here, but if you're watching me, if you have a question for me, please put it in go to my main page and send me an inbox, and I'll answer the question. This is live Q&A, guys. We only have like 10 more minutes left, okay? So back to Eugene. The guy is brilliant and he knows what he's doing. So when we lost the money, we lost. Well, we didn't lose. When he lost like $5 grand, he was like, "Man, I got to find some other options." Now he's still good at trading, but I told him, "Listen, you need to look at Valtoro. You need to look at platforms that have AI. That's what I'm going to recommend you guys do. If you want to really make money on autopilot while you're sleeping and get paid daily, you need to find, trading bots. Valtoro does it really good. There's some other ones too. Zynex is pretty good, but Zynex you have to pay for each, to activate. You have to activate each contract that you get with a license. It's like 149 to get the smallest license, and then you got to put money in to invest. But they pay daily, okay? But Valtoro is better. Valtoro, you don't have to pay anything, no fees up front. You just get an account, put your money in, at least $50, and you can start making 1% a day. And I showed this thing to Eugene. He was like, "Wow." I said, "Yeah, Eugene. First of all, it trades 7 days a week without you. You don't have to be up in the morning doing it. You don't have to, because he had to log in between like 8:30 and 9:30 or something in there to really catch the right trades. And day traders are very strategic. They have to go on at a certain time. They have to know when to pull to buy and sell. It's an art to it, right? Well, when you have a bot doing the work for you, the bot does all the work. I told him, I said, "You're not going to believe this, man. I found something that's going to make you rich. All you got to do is just be able to scale it, but put enough money in there, and you're good. It makes 1% no matter what. And so if it's a good bot, the bots don't really lose. Okay, so he's looking at this now, and I got him involved, and he's happy that he doesn't have to go out there and try to figure out when to get in and when to trade. And I think the Valtoro trades Ethereum, I believe. So the lowest you can come in is $50, and then you can invest upwards of, I think, $20,000 or $30,000. I think 20 or 30,000, somewhere in there, 40, 50,000. I got to go look at the exact number, but you whatever you put in, you're going to make 1% on your money, which is great, right? So if you put in 50,000, you're going to make $500 per day, okay, for 30 days. That's 15 grand a month, and when your contract's up in 30 days, you get access to the money, your initial investment, which is the 50 grand. But if I were you guys, I would take the initial investment, keep reinvesting it again, make the 1% per day, which is 30% per month. So $50,000 you can make up to 180 grand a year just by reinvesting, letting that bot trade daily for you. All right. That's why, again, that's one of the reasons I created this group, guys. You guys don't have to wait till things, the other things mature. Somebody sent me, hold on a second here. You don't have to wait until everything matures with Bytnex before you get paid. You get paid daily with this. Okay. Quan, your question is, does he trade a PAM account? I can't. I don't know. You got to talk to him. Good question though. I'll ask him and find out. Okay. I'll ask him and find out. Hopefully that answers your question. If that answers your question, give me a thumbs up. I'll ask him to see. In fact, I got to talk to Eugene today. But man, this guy, he's good. All right. But again, when you hire a day trader, the thing is, you got to make it worthwhile for them too. So let's say you give them 10,000 and they make 1% on your money every day, 5 days a week, right? So they're going to make $500 a week times 4 weeks. So you're going to make $2,000 a month, right? That's good profit. That's pretty good. But you're going to have to pay them a fee, all right? And because he has to get paid too. So you can negotiate with the trader and say, "Hey, listen, I'll give you 10% of what I earn." So, if you're making $2,000 in profit every month, you can pay them 10% of that. That might not be enough for them. They may want a little more than that. Eugene may ask for 20% or more, okay, which would be 400 out of every 2,000 you make. But it has to be worth it for them, okay? Okay, good. Glad I answered your question, sir. Next question, please. Because I want to talk about what happened what really happened with Bytnex. Hold on a second, guys. Hang on. My screen is messing up here. All right, hang on. There we go. There we go, back. Whew, had a problem there. So yeah, I want to discuss a little bit about something that happened with Bytnex, because a lot of people ask me questions. Your live stream is experiencing a problem. Let me know. Quan, can you still hear and see me? Give me a thumbs up if so. All right. Let me see if you can still hear me and see me. Can you guys still hear me and see me? Thumbs up if you can. You have to inbox me your questions if you have them. Okay, guys? Only got one question so far, and I got like I only have another 5 minutes left with you guys. All right. All right. Hold on. Let's see here. All right. Good. Thank you, sir. All right. Now let's shift gears for a minute here because I only have 5 minutes left, and I got to go into another meeting. Let me see here. Okay. So what I want to talk to you guys about real quick is the rumors you've been hearing about. I'm not sure if you heard about this, but the payouts that the teams that got in before us with Bytnex in 2022, they were supposed to get paid out in October, right? You heard rumors. I'm not sure if you heard the rumors, but people were saying, well, they're not going to get paid, and Cryptex has some problems with the banks and all that stuff, right? Well, there's a whole rundown of what really happened. And me as a leader, I'm not able to I'm a part of an exclusive group that talks about this, and they sent me a long email on it, and they told me I cannot publish it on any kind of social media. So if you guys want to get that email and see what exactly is in it, I will email it to you. I can tell you a little bit about it right now. Quan, you said you're going to be signing up on Thursday under me with Valtoro. Good. I guess that's how you say it. Yeah, Valtoro. That's correct. Yeah, and I will send you the link for that. Okay, I'll send you the link so you can sign up. But it's a slam dunk home run. Quan, did you watch all my videos on it? If you have, just give me a thumbs up. All right, now, so yeah, the rumors were that Bytnex was not going to pay, and because me, guys, I like to follow the facts. And what I can't do is I can't give out false information, and I just can't hop on here and spill the tea, if you will, and tell you everything on a live. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit a bullet point, a couple of things, so the things I think you need to know. And if you want more of this information, if you're a part of my email list and a part of my team, I will send you the full email so you can see the breakdown of what really happened. Let me pull this up, and I'm going to just read a couple of things on it. But it's all right. So it's pretty long, but I'm going to read just a little bit of this, okay? And they were saying that they were telling us in this email, since this happened, well, basically they were telling us what really happened and who's going to be affected from this, right? I'm going to start reading a little bit here, and then I'll kind of ad lib. Okay, so it says, since Cryptex works with several banks on this project, one of the banks with contracts from 2022, a regulated bank who holds 30 different pools of funds on the blockchain, what they're saying is there was pressure was put on Cryptex to reveal the data on those pools that were frozen. Since Cryptex will project members' anonymity at all costs, they opted to let the pools be frozen. So there was pressure that was put on Cryptex to give up the data, but because of the anonymity, Cryptex froze everything, which is a good thing, which means they protected their people. Okay. Now, who was affected? It's not known for certain. This is what they're saying here. It's not known for certain. However, a longtime super leader in the know, who's been around a long time, revealed that the only members whose contracts began in 2022 will be affected by the 13 pools, because this is when they were using that particular bank. So basically, if you start in 2022, they're saying there was a certain bank that was associated with that. So those are the people that were affected. That's why they didn't get paid. That's what they're saying here. All right. After 2022, offshore banks were used, were used for contract pools and are not affected because they cannot be identified, which is, again, anonymity is so important. Okay. Most of those individuals who activated contracts in 2022 are in Europe. I repeat, if they activated a contract in 2022, they were in Europe, Germany, etc. Those other places, This means that this would mean that the team, I'm reading this wrong here. Sorry about that, guy. I had a brain freeze there. This would mean our team and those who have activated contracts in 2022 would not be affected. Okay, so I think they put that in there wrong. Basically, what they're saying is if you're after 2022, you're going to be okay. They're saying, and this is what they said in the message here, our team began in 2023 and most likely are not going to be affected by offshore banks. So the payouts should not be affected, which means nothing else changes for us. So what they're saying is, let me read this last part here. Unfortunately, our highest upline contracts matured. So the people that were in way before their contracts matured, that were due in April, they were affected because they were part of one of those pools. So they didn't get their money, is what they're saying. However, another upline who's scheduled to get their money, to get their contracts mature in March, which is 5 months away, that person should not be affected. Now, listen to this. For the people who were affected and their money was frozen, Cryptex is replacing their 36-month contracts with 24-month contracts. They're giving them two of them. So they had a 36-month contract. They were affected. They're giving them two 24-month contracts. So that should be 22 plus 22. They should get like 44,000. But they got to wait 2 years to get it. All right. Let me see. That's basically it. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Any other questions for me, guys? Hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me get anything else here. But yeah, so that's the deal. So in short, what they're saying is, people in 2022 over in Europe, they were dealing with a certain bank. That particular bank went belly up. Something happened where there was some pressure for Cryptex to share the data of the people that invested. Well, because it's the anonymity, they wouldn't do that. So they had to freeze those accounts. They couldn't do anything. So having said that, to offset it, what they did was they gave those folks two 24-month contracts instead of the 36-month that was supposed to pay out. All right, so they're going to pay them, but they got to wait another 24 months to get it. But us here in the States, most of us started in 2023. They're saying we're not going to be affected at all. All right, which is still tragic for the folks that's been waiting. I feel bad for them, but by doing what they did, they protected they pretty much protected the members by keeping everything anonymous. And so that cost them, to have to start over again pretty much. But they're going to give them two 24-month contracts. So instead of making 36 months, the 36-month paying them like 30,000, 35,000, they're going to do two. Everybody will get like 44 grand because it's like 22 times 2. Every person's getting 2 contracts instead of the one 36-month over there. But that's what they're saying. Now, there's much more information in that email, but I will email it to you guys if you want it. Okay, just comment and say that you want to get that. You want to get it, and I will email it to you. Just inbox me your email address. All right. I've got to go, guys. I'm running a little late here. But we'll do this again real soon. Peace and blessings to you, and I'm out. Bye-bye.